Good morning, student. Today I am explaining about Gauss theorem in dielectrics. Already we known in the last class Gauss theorem and its applications. Okay. So Gauss law for dielectric materials. Electrostatic field in the dielectric material is modified due to polarization and is not the same as in vacuum. Hence, Gauss law can be defined as delta E is equal to rho divided by epsilon naught, which is applicable in vacuum, needs to be recognized for dielectric media. Gauss law for dielectric materials has two forms. One is integral and another one is differential. So in that we are only seeing about the integral form. So for the integral form of Gauss law, so you see the figure A and figure B, two figures are there. So in the first figure we are taken the two plates, one is positive and another one is negative. In between these two, the distance is d, and the permittivity of the free space must be you are taken E naught. So there is no fill of dielectric. Okay. Then in the second figure you observe that a pink color is observed. That pink color must be we are considered as the dielectric. The dielectric must be filled between the two plates. One is positive plate and another one is negative plate. Okay. So figure must be shows parallel plate conductors. One is without dielectric and another one is with dielectric. Now consider two parallel plates conductors in vacuum having plane areas S, separation and vacuum between plates. Let plus Q and minus Q be the charges deposited on the plates. Due to the charges, E naught is the uniform electric field directed from positive to negative plate, as shown in figure A. Consider the Gaussian surface in the form of a rectangle around the upper conducting plate of positive charges. So here we apply Gauss law. The electric flux passing through the closed surface is given by integral over the closed surface E into ds is equal to, we know that Q by epsilon naught, or E naught A is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught. Then the field is given by E naught is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught A. It is normal to the plate surface. Now consider that a dielectric material of permittivity epsilon and dielectric constant K is filled completely between the plates. Charges minus Q and plus Q are induced on the dielectric surfaces that are in the proximity of the plates. Having the charges Q and minus Q respectively, you observe that figure B. So the induced changes set up an electric field E, and in the dielectric is polarized. The dielectric remains as a whole electrically neutral, as the positive induced surface charge must be equal to the negative induced surface charge. In the presence of the dielectric, the surface encloses two types of charges. One is free charge on the upper conducting plate is Q, and induced charge on the top face of dielectric is minus Q. Due to the polarization of the dielectric material, the net charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface around the plate is Q minus Q dash. So according to the Gauss law, so here you are taken integration over the closed surface E into ds is equal to Q by epsilon naught Q minus Q dash, called equation number 2. E into A is equal to 1 by epsilon naught Q minus Q dash. Therefore, E is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught A minus Q dash divided by epsilon naught A, called equation number 3. Now field E in the dielectric is in the opposite direction to that of applied electric field. The effect of the dielectric is to weaken the original field E naught by the factor K is equal to epsilon divided by epsilon naught. So these are the some figures knowing the field lines due to applied electric field E naught of charge plate, and second figure must be dielectric inserted between the charge plate. The third figure is E field lines due to the E naught and induced charges, and last figure E field lines due to the E naught and induced field E in. Okay. Now E divided by E naught is equal to 1 by K, or E is equal to E naught divided by K, called equation number 4. Now therefore E is equal to Q divided by K epsilon naught A, called equation number 5. Therefore Q divided by K epsilon naught A is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught A minus Q dash divided by epsilon naught A. Therefore finally Q dash is equal to Q into 1 minus Q divided by, it is K. So the magnitude of the net induced charges Q is always less than magnitude of the free charges Q applied to the plates, and is equal to 0 if dielectric is absent. So these are the some equations about the electric field due to the introduce the dielectric epsilon. So integration over the closed surface E into ds is equal to 1 by epsilon naught dot Q by K, or you rearrange to that one Q by epsilon naught, or only you are taken Q. So finally integration over the closed surface d ds is equal to Q. Epsilon naught E must be considered as d here. The induced surface charge is purposely ignore on the right side of this equation, since it is taken into account fully by introduce K on the left side, where d is called as the displacement vector, that is integration over the closed surface d ds is equal to Q. The equation states that the surface integral of displacement vector d over the closed surface is equal to the free charge enclosed within the surface, or the outward flux of d over any closed surface S equals to algebraic sum of the free charges enclosed by S dash. So this important equation, although derived for parallel plate conductors, is true in general. It is the most general form of Gauss law. The charge Q enclosed by the Gaussian surface is the free charge only, which can be controlled and measured. Hence, this form of Gauss law is very useful. Thank you.